You mean to tell me that it's you and all your real estate buddies that are really the ones behind de Blasio?
You got it, George. That tax plan is dead on arrival. Has been for some time.
So de Blasio never had any intention whatsoever to make the rich pay their fair share of the taxes.
By God, George, you are smart.
I get it. That's the reason why they're keeping Credico from participating in all the televised debates, isn't it, Potter?
That's right, George. And it's also why the big newspapers aren't covering Credico. We sit on their boards. You may as well vote for de Blasio. Ha, ha, ha.
Yeah, we'll see, Potter, we'll see. Remember, it's not over until the fat angel sings. Remember that? You got that? It ain't over until the fat angel sings. Now where are you, Clarence? Clarence, where are you? Clarence!
I have been walking these ball fields now for 15 years, and it disturbs me to see what's going on. They built a new stadium with the aid of public funds, seedy politicians, and big tax loopholes. They promised to build homes for the poor, but they have yet to break ground. The same thing is true with the other big league vultures. I say they ought to pay their fair share. And so should those bums on Wall Street. Make the city an even playing field, instead of sticking it to the little guy. And that could happen if you all go out and vote for Randy Credico. He'll bring this rigged game to an end, and we'll be the luckiest people on the face of the earth.
If you get on that plane and vote for de Blasio, one of these days you'll regret it. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon, and for the rest of your life. Because Credico has a job to do, a job that de Blasio won't have any part of, a plan to tax Wall Street and turn New York City into a civilized city like Paris with jobs, free health care, and free education.
You know, Rick, de Blasio's real last name is Wilhelm.
No shit. No wonder Major Strasher likes him so much.
And one of the reasons why I'm voting Credico.
Louis, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
In a country that's the finest place on earth, but some folks don't appreciate this land that gave them birth.
My fellow Americans, I've popped up from hell today to give a shout out to Joe Lota for having the guts to red bait Bill de Blasio. I assure you, Joe, there's nothing to be ashamed of. After all, desperate men like you and I do desperate things in desperate times. Problem with de Blasio, though, he's a moderate, and the mudslinging won't stick. Especially when you have a guy in the race like Randy Credico. a bona fide lefty and die-hard Sandinista. It would be a real nightmare if Credico were elected. So, Joe, lay off of de Blasio and smear Credico. In the meantime, Senator McCarthy and Roy Cohn and the rest of us in Satan's cabinet are proud of you for giving it the old Nixon try. And to make it perfectly clear to you, Joe, that it's okay by us if you have no sense of decency at long last.
I hear that up in Washington they're having an awful fuss, 'cause communists and spies were making monkeys out of us. The bureaus and departments have been busy night and day. They're figuring out just how we gave our secrets all away. And Congress has appointed a committee, so they said, to find out who's American and who's a low-down red.
I'm Popeye, that's who I am. I hate sluts and frisk, goddamn. It's vile, skin tasteless, and utterly racist, and Credico is my man. So go vote for Credico, 'cause all of the others blows. They're too close to bikers and fat Wall Street wankers, so go vote for Credico. Paid for by friends of Randy Credico's. I'm Randy Credico and I approve this message.
Tiptoe to the window, by the window, that is where all becomes.
You know, the business of running for mayor is a lot like the insurance racket. Politicians will say anything to move their product. For example, over the past 10 years, not one candidate had the courage to stand up to stop and frisk. But now that the polls have turned, these desperados want you to think that they led the charge. The truth is, only one candidate has opposed it from day one. Randy Credico, a man willing to go to jail to see it end. In fact, 3 times. Randy Credico against stop and frisk from the get-go. I mean, get-go. I think that's right. Got to do this again?
Give Randy Credico 15 minutes in office, and he'll end stop and frisk.
Hi, I'm Randy Credico, and I approve this message.
This is the Reverend Al Sharpton. I am not a progressive, but I often play one on TV. And that is why I'm supporting Bill de Blasio for mayor. Because de Blasio is not a progressive either, but he plays one on TV. Like me, he never says nothing bad about Obama. Don't matter how many people die by drone strike or rot in federal prison. And Big Bill don't give a damn that Obama is eavesdropping and keeping tabs on every American. 'Cause we got nothing to hide. We both sold out. So I suggest you vote for the guy who plays a progressive on TV, Bill de Blasio, and don't waste your time voting for the true progressive civil rights activist, Randy Credico.
My fellow Americans, as I often warned back in the 80s, the Sandinistas would one day try to spread their revolution to America. And 20 years later, it seems that I was right, as one of their biggest supporters is running for mayor of New York City. That candidate, a Democrat naturally, is Randy Credico, now running as an independent. Credico spent a lot of time down in Nicaragua, often making fun of me and my policies at protests in front of the U.S. Embassy in Managua. In fact, he organized a group called Humorists Against War and traveled around Nicaragua with Jane Fonda's kid Vanessa and Sandinista officials. He did fundraisers with Ambassador Nora Astorga, the hardcore revolutionary, and He mimicked me in private functions for his socialist buddy, Daniel Ortega. Credico, an Occupy vet, wants to tax Wall Street and give it to the poor. I'm telling you, he's well armed with lots of dangerous ideas. So, if you see him floating around your neighborhood, please notify your local authorities. May God bless.
Los hijos de Sandino ni se venden, ni se rinden. Luchamos contra el yaque, enemigo de la humanidad. Adelante marchemos, compañeros, avancemos a la revolución.
Bill de Blasio is my kind of politician. Like me, he goes along to get along. In fact, de Blasio worked for me. During that time, he went along with the whole program: the crime bill, the Waco massacre, ending welfare as we know it, repealing Glass-Steagall, and most importantly, looking the other way when I looked the other way during the genocide in Rwanda. So if you want more of the same, then please do not vote for Randy Credico on November 5th. Vote for a Clinton Democrat, Bill de Blasio. That son of a bitch Credico will tax my sugar daddies on Wall Street.
Happy days are here again, the skies above are clear again. Let us sing the song of cheer again. Happy days are